Aloha, everyone. Hope you are all doing absolutely amazing today. Wednesday, it is Facebook Live Day, and thank you for joining. Every week, doing my best to, like I always say, knock these out. Christina and I, we're at home here in Houston, and we've been home for like 2 or 3 days, and we fly out tomorrow. I'm going to be heading to Erie, Pennsylvania to go hang out with Skylar, my soon to be 16-year-old girl, and it's going to be such an amazing time. I'm not going to be able to do a Facebook Live there. I'm not going to do one from Erie because I'm going to head right to Denver after that. It's our prac season again. We're going to be going to a lot of different cities. We're starting off in Denver. I'm going to be in Denver, and Nicole's going to be up in Portland. And haven't been to Portland for a while. So happy that we get to go back there. And yeah, just looking forward to being out on the road again. And then heading into Huna. Man, Huna is 3.5 weeks away. Incredible. And if you're going to Huna, you can comment in there. Deanne just logged in. Deanne is one of my teachers. She's a kumu in our lineage. And actually right up there, that's a picture of my kumu. That's Kumu Etua, and that's from back, I think, about 20 years ago when I first started drumming with him. And that picture right there is from last year. And, just incredible that I've gotten to be with that man. He's one of the judges at the Merry Monarch Hula Festival. He is the teacher that teaches hula at the Palace, Hulihe'e Palace on the Big Island. And he's the only person allowed to teach on the Palace. So, wow, an incredible individual. In fact, I was talking with him yesterday, and it kind of helped to spark really what I want to talk about today. Now, it's an NLP term, and I'm going to be using Huna and Hawaiian concepts to help paint the picture. And so the title of this is Be Flexible, right? We live in a world that requires you to be so unbelievably flexible. I mean, just think back over the last 2.5 years of the level of flexibility that we have needed to have. How we show up, what we do, just even how we navigate simple things like going to the store. Yeah, I had a doctor's visit, nothing serious, just a checkup, and all of a sudden they're back to masks again. And I'm like, I thought this shit was over. I thought masks were over, and I'm flexible. Okay, cool. Give me a mask because I want to do my visit, and so give me a mask. I put a mask on. I got to be a ninja one more time, and in NLP we call it the law of requisite variety. The law of requisite variety means that the person who is the most flexible within any given system has more influence within that system. Let me say that again. The law of requisite variety is that within any given system, the person, the company, the couple, whatever it is, that demonstrates the most flexibility ends up having an influence over that system. All right, well, that's pretty simple. Why is this important? The reason why it's important is that you got to learn to be flexible in order to make sure that you're getting the results that you want. I mean, just think back to what it took to run a business or even connect with someone prior to this. I mean, what did we have to do? We had to film things, put it on a DVD, or put it on a cassette tape. I started working for the company when we were still sending out cassette tapes and videotapes of our demonstrations and our trainings and whatnot. Well, all of a sudden, new technology comes along, and some companies still stuck to cassette tapes and videotapes. We immediately moved to DVDs. Well, when DVDs became obsolete, we immediately moved to USB drives for our product. And when that clearly became obsolete, we moved everything online. We have an online learning platform now at empowermentsuccess.com. And being flexible, back in the day, our number one top selling product was called the 5-step sales process. And it sold for $99. Okay? No one's going to pay $99 for two 90-minute recordings of a sales process. So our entire 1 year is the same price as for our online learning platform, is the same price as what that one product used to be. That's called being flexible. Back when I first started working for the company, what we could charge for a product is completely different now based on the internet and based on how immediately available information is. So that's in business. Now, the reason why I brought up Kumu Etua has to do with flexibility. He's a judge at the Merry Monarch Hula Festival. The Merry Monarch Hula Festival is like the Olympics of hula festivals. I actually got to perform on that stage right next to that man there, as a drummer, as a chanter. There's two types of dance, if you go big picture, from a hula perspective. There's kahiko. Kahiko is the ancient. There are rules. It is rigid. If the dance comes from a certain time period, you have to wear the items from that time period. If the dance involves that kind of drum right there, it needs to have that drum. Then Uncle George, who was his teacher, also my mentor, he created the Merry Monarch Hula Festival, and he said there's kahiko, and as Kumu told me yesterday on the phone, Uncle George chose the word awana because awana means to be free. It means to be free. So in modern hula, pretty much anything goes. You get to be free. You get to have fun. You can be flirtatious. You can be serious. You can be, funny. You can actually be funny. Some of the dances are so hilarious. And we were talking yesterday because Kumu said there are a couple of hula teachers that believe that there should be rules on awana. He's like, but the name is to be free. There's flexibility in it. In fact, the person that usually wins the competition is the one that is the most flexible with their dance. And I'm not talking about going crazy on stage. I'm talking about being free. And that is really how people get their results, right? So yes, there's a time to be rigid. There's a time to be, okay, here are the rules and here is the guidelines. And then within that, you need to be flexible. Now, before we wrap this up, I want to share something that is really important because some people hear the law of requisite variety and they think, so I'm just supposed to do whatever, like I just got to be so flexible that I would do something that goes against my integrity. No. It's flexibility within your values. So if this is your value range right here, you need to have flexibility within that. So for example, one of my life values is teaching, doing this right here. Okay, well, I want to do this and I got to be flexible. So do you guys sometimes. Sometimes I'm setting up the training. Sometimes I'm here at home with a whole bunch of family pictures behind me. Sometimes it's going to be Deanne on this, or maybe one of our other trainers, Nicole or Mandy, jumping on. And I know that's going to be coming up soon because at some point I have a flight right on a Wednesday, and you guys get to be flexible with that and see another teacher. And yet we want to make sure that we stick to what it is that we say we're going to do. Right? In a relationship, the person that's the most flexible within any situation, you end up having more influence over it. Christina and I, we had some downtime yesterday, and we forgot to do a couple of things, and she had to drive back home while I was in an appointment and come back. And yet, because we were both flexible in that situation, we both remained calm and had a wonderful day, had fun, had joy. And so flexibility allows you to get your results at a higher level. So I want you to begin to task yourself. And anytime you feel like you're being constrained, how can you be more flexible to alter what it is that you're doing to gain more influence, either over the system or even over yourself, so you can just have a happy day even when shit goes crazy. Okay? Awesome. So have a great week, and I will be seeing you from Denver, where we're running our prac training. Just got done doing all the major trainings this summer, going into the prac trainings. So see you in Denver, those of you who are going to Denver. If not, see you all next week. Aloha.